I'd like to give all glory and praise and honor unto the Most High, and we're going to get into it, man. Now, I'm just picking up from my last video where I was talking about the Transformers represent the fallen angels. This is going to be kind of like a part 2. So right here you have this pyramid structure, and at the top, what do you have? Satan, the fallen angels, powers and principalities, and you have everybody else at the bottom. And of course, those closest to the top, they're in cahoots with them, the 13 bloodline families, people that don't look like me. You get closer to the top, they don't look like they don't look like me, man. But this is what's going on, man. These guys are sacrificing to the fallen angels, man. So right now we're gonna get into a video clip from the it's from the channel called End Times Productions. And this guy, he's saying that he went into a deep underground military base and he was in contact with these people called the Nephilim. So we're gonna play that clip and you're gonna see exactly what he's talking about.
The entities. This guy Greg Renrich worked in the base with entities that called themselves the Nephilim. They were 9-10 feet tall entities, and they told him that they were preparing for an intergalactic war with God and that they were going to win. They believed they were going to win. Furthermore, Greg Renrich is on record saying that he had to sign an affidavit before he could go in this facility, that he wouldn't even use the name Jesus, even as a cuss word, in this deep underground military base. And this goes right back to what Joe Jordan says, is that hundreds of cases of alien abduction completely halted at the name of Jesus being proclaimed. Even if he stubbed his toe as a cuss word, he couldn't say Jesus.
I'll go back to the quote.
So you see what he said, man. He had to sign a waiver of some sort saying he won't use the name Yeshua HaMashiach, use the name Jesus. And the only thing I didn't like about this interview when I watched it, and the other guy was talking, he was putting his hand into the pyramid. I'm aware of things like that, but that's the only thing. So you got to keep an eye out for things like that. But a lot of things that I was already saying, they were talking about in this interview, man. How these guys are sacrificing to the fallen and things like that. So right now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna show you a clip from the Transformers movie, of them going into a deep underground military base, where they had, the Transformer aliens in there, who represents, once again, the fallen angels. Let's get into it.
What you're about to see is totally classified.
Dear God, what is this?
We think when he made his approach over the North Pole, our gravitational field screwed up his telemetry. He crashed in the ice, probably a few thousand years ago. We shipped him here to this facility in 1934.
Call him NBE-1.
Well, sir, I don't mean to correct you on everything you think you know, but that's Megatron. He's the leader of the Decepticons.
He's been in cryostasis since 1935. Your great-great-grandfather made one of the greatest discoveries in the history of mankind.
Fact is, you're looking at the source of the modern age. Microchip, lasers, spaceflight, cars, all reverse engineered by studying him. NVE-1.
So you see, they're in a secret, deep underground military base, just like that. How that guy was saying in the last clip, man. And he's saying, look, man, microchips, lasers, flight cars, basically, all this technology that, you're seeing. Look, we have to study this to get it, in layman's term, what that translates to is like, man, these guys are sacrificing, to the fallen angels, to get more knowledge, to get more, ideas, because like I said, once again, the fallen angels taught the humans a lot of wickedness, so when you see, all the things that you see in this modern day time, your military aircrafts, your weapons, your submarines, you know, your missiles, grenades, you know, all these things, you know, people sacrificed to, you know, to learn how to understand these things. The fallen angels gave them, you know, this knowledge, you know, to make these things, you know, just like how they did in Genesis. You know, this is what they're doing. These wars that they fight, these false wars that they fight, you know, that they make up, these are big blood sacrifices, you know, for the fallen, man. You know, they reward them for the things that, you know, with ideas for sacrifices, you know, when they make it, man. This is what they're doing. You know, all this military technology, man. They made sacrifices to find out how to, you know, how to craft these things to make more war, to make, you know, for the fallen angels, man. More blood sacrifices, man, to appease them. This is what they were doing in the ancient times, man. They were appeasing these entities, man. Oh, man. All right, let's finish this out real quick, this video.
That's what we call it.
And you didn't think the United States military might need to know that you're keeping a hostile alien robot frozen in the basement?
Until these events, we had no credible threat to national security.
Well, you got one now.
So why Earth?
It's the Allspark.
Allspark? What is that?
Well, yeah, they came here looking for some sort of cube-looking thing. Anyway, Mr. NBE-1 here, a.k.a. Megatron, that's what they call him, he's pretty much the harbinger of death, wants to use the cube to transform human technology to take over the universe. That's their plan.
And you sure about that?
Yeah. You guys know where it is, don't you?
Follow me.
You're about to see our crown jewel.
Carbon dating puts the cube here around 10,000 BC. The first 7 didn't find it until 1913. They knew it was alien because of the matching hieroglyphics on the cube as well as NB1. President Hoover had the dam built around it. 4 football fields thick of concrete, a perfect way to hide its energy from being detected by anyone or any alien species on the outside.
You know, so you see, they said they're trying to use the cube to transform human technology to take over the universe, and now you see everything nowadays look like, you know, is going you know, digital, computerized. You know, even the money. You know, they've been talking about, you know, phasing out the money. Look, you got the cars now. You know, they going electric. You know, at a I think of 2020, 2030, they said they will phase out all, you know, fuel cars and things like that. So this is what they're doing, man. You know, and that cube looked like the damn what was that the cobblestone in Mecca. You know, that's interesting right there. So let's keep going, man. Now in this next clip, you know, this guy's talking about people. You're gonna hear what he said about people that interact with these beings, what they turn into, how they act. So let's get into that.
Because they saw that when a man or a group of men began to communicate with these entities, the hunger for power gets greater and greater and greater, and then you're no longer trying to get answers. You're now wanting to ask them to give you blessings. You're now getting technology and information from these entities, and you're utilizing it in the way that you structure your government moving forward. And you would say, well, why would these entities need the government? It's not a matter of them needing the government. It's a matter of setting up the scene for the end times deception where the Antichrist is going to unite the governments of the world. It's all part of their long game. They've been working on this since the beginning of time. It didn't work at the Tower of Babel. The Lord ended it quickly, you know, but here we are today.
So you see, he said anybody that interacts with these beings, they just want more, give me more, you know. And it's just like, you know, these people in power today, you know. Hold up, let's bring that scripture up. Psalm 73:7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than the heart could wish. You see that? This is talking about them. They want more. They just want more. And they're going to keep sacrificing to these beings to get more. You know, this is why all your entertainers got to do it. You know, this is why all these guys in the lower levels, coming up in Freemasonry, they gotta find an enemy, this, that, and the third. They gotta do it because they're sacrificing to these fallen ones, man. This is why they want more power, more. That's why Yeshua HaMashiach came. Look, he sacrificed himself, man. Look, there's no more of that. There's no more sacrifice. But it's like the Canaanites are in the sacrifice. At the top, it's the Edomites and the Canaanites, together. That's why I did that video. Remember I did that video? I'm going to put the link in the description box. Wicked Canaanite gypsies or something like that, And it's so, and the guy was talking about, look, man, a sect of these guys, infiltrated into government, and took over. Oh, man. And I also did, showed you the video with the Jewish woman on Oprah. It's an old, show on Oprah. She told you that, look, our family blood sacrifices people for power, man. She says it. I'm going to put that link in the description box too, or the comment section. It's called blood sacrifice for false power, a false limited power, man. The Jewish woman told you that. And one thing she said too, she said, look, their family keeps track of everybody that's involved. She said it goes back to the 1700s. Now, if you watch that first video I did with the Transformers, talking about the Transformers, I like the Fallen Angels. Remember on the wall, he had his whole, family tree with the wikis and all that. She said the same thing. Look, we keep track of who's involved. And in that clip, they were showing you, like, look, man, our family is involved with these entities, with these Transformers, which are the fallen angels. And your family was you were saying, look, your family or your father was a part of these secret societies, man. Oh man, this is what they doing, man. People that interact with them, they want more. That's what he said, and it makes sense. You see the greed of these guys, because they have to give people up in order to, to get more ideas for weapons, more ideas, for these wicked movies, for whatever, man. Oh man, this is what they were teaching them in Genesis. Even the makeup. I mean, what did they put in the makeup? The fallen angels taught the woman how to beautify their face, which in layman's term is makeup. And what did they put in the makeup? You hear they put like baby fetuses in the makeup and things like that today. These are sacrifices, man. They have to keep feeding them. Oh man. This is why, man. All these kids that go missing. The police know about them. The FBI, the CIA, they know about them because they're the ones that's taking them. For these rituals. You heard about what they do to these kids in these Masonic lodges, man. You hear about these presidents, these top people in society. They going into these, into these groves and doing all manner of wickedness, man. Because they sacrifice to the fallen, man. That's who rewards them. This is why they want more continually. Oh man. So hopefully this was edifying, man. All praises to the Most High.